Hello, welcome to Beauty Brains Bubbly. I'm Deborah O'Brien, and today is day 8 of the carnivore diet in our house. So I wanted to jump on, do just a really quick kind of update on this first week, and one day I'll let you know sort of what the experience has been. So I had a couple of concerns going into this diet. So obviously you worry about whether or not it's healthy. I felt like I did enough research that I was like, okay, we can do this for, 30, 60, 90 days. It's not going to kill us. And we'll see if we lose some of the issues that we're having from a health perspective. So for me, my big ones, joint pain, obviously, weight loss, brain fog, um, and just general malaise. And, I don't know, some of that's probably hormone related. Some of it is definitely long haul COVID, according to my primary care physician. She thinks that that's what is causing the joint pain. So I'm like, we'll see if doing this for 90 days gets rid of some of that stuff and makes us feel better. And then, of course, weight loss is always a bonus. So that's been the goal. And then my fiance, just so you know, he is on every medication under the sun, has been for years. He's got high blood pressure. He takes, statins, and he takes stuff for his GERD. He has, stomach, all kinds of stomach issues. And you see the guy, he's like this skinny beanpole. He looks like he's the picture of health. The dude is not. Do not let him fool you. He's got all kinds of underlying issues. So for him, a lot of this is going to be, to see what it does for him and if he can start to get off some of that stuff. So let's talk about what we ate this week. So for us, I didn't want to go straight just beef. I didn't want to cut dairy just yet. I wanted to keep a few things in. I just felt like I'm somebody who needs a little bit of variety. Like I can't go to the same restaurant or eat the same kinds of food like 2 days in a row normally. Like I'm just really picky that way. I'm like, we just had Mexican. Like I don't want Mexican again. I want some different flavor. So I like, okay, for me, I need to have a little bit of variety to kind of, keep myself on this, I think. So we started with, obviously steaks, but ground beef, chicken, shrimp. And I kept, hard cheeses, a little bit of yogurt, kefir, all whole fat, sour cream, those types of things. So we do have dairy still in the mix. I was using basically salt and pepper in the beginning, and I kept kind of wondering, like, no one really talks about pepper. It's always salt, salt, salt. What's wrong with pepper? And of course, after doing a little bit of homework and looking at it, I realized, pepper's really high in oxalates. That's why people don't use it. So we then cut pepper out of the mix. We did have one cheat day with our spices, and that was taco seasoning. And we just wanted some flavor and needed something a little bit different. So we did taco seasonings in our ground beef with some cheddar cheese grated on top and some sour cream, and it was beautiful. It was really good. So we're still playing a little bit with that stuff. The only other thing that I have used is garlic with the butter and shrimp. And then I have to give some shout out to duck fat. That has been my substitute for oil. So I'm not using olive oil. I'm not using avocado oil. All my oils have been subjugated to like a bottom shelf back in the corner. I don't even see them anymore. And don't reach for them. And I have not missed them, which is wild because I was a big olive oil user. So that's kind of what we've been dealing with on that front. I would say in terms of cravings, they haven't been as bad, honestly, as I thought that they would be. I really was concerned that I was just going to be just mad in the brain, wanting, pasta and sugar, chocolate, like just the taste of something sweet. And surprisingly, I've been okay. It's not been bad. I had one day where I had that really intense need for sugar. And I think part of it is when you're eating a lot of meat, there's a taste in your mouth that it leaves that you're just, oh, it's just not pleasant. And I just wanted, it was like a combination of needing the taste of sugar and then also wanting to get rid of that meat taste in my mouth, that flavor. So here was my cheat. Are you ready? My father-in-law raises bees. So he has this beautiful honey he gives us every year. And so we have jars of it, and it's like this really dark, beautiful brown honey. And so I just took a spoonful of that and I was good. I was worried that that might, turn on more sugar cravings and make me want to do that, even more often, but it really didn't. It was a one-time thing and I felt satisfied and I was good and was able to just kind of move on from that moment, that hangry, sugar, give me. I was good. So that was my one kind of cheat on that front. Just so you know, we cut out everything in terms of, in my first video, I think I showed like a stack of vitamins, like supplements up the wazoo. And I have stopped taking all of them. I have stopped taking all prescription meds. I wasn't on a whole lot. I had already gotten off birth control. That was kind of my one. And then the other one that I have been taking for several years now, and some of you may also be on this, is spironolactone. And that is, I take it for hormonal acne. I know, even in your 50s, for whatever reason, just luck of the draw, right? And I've wanted to get off of it. I've gotten off it a couple times or tried to, and basically had to get back on because it just, my phone ringing as I'm talking here. No, I can't talk to you right now. So basically, the problem with spironolactone is that it is something that will drop your testosterone levels. And as I've been checking my hormones, I'm low in estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. And the testosterone, when you don't have enough of that in your system, that will also lead to feeling tired and lethargic and not having a lot of energy. So I figure that the whole deal with this carnivore thing is sort of like going through and doing a real elimination diet across the board. So not just with my food, but also with all of my supplements and all of the prescription meds. So I am going totally clean on that front just to see what happens. Fingers crossed, I don't end up showing up on camera with, big giant boils on my face. I don't think that'll happen, but I do want to see, one of the things they do talk about when you look at some of the YouTube stuff and podcasts and whatever, people talking about carnivore, is that their skin looks so much better. And I'm gonna say this and hopefully not offend anyone, but I have a lot of family members who are vegan or vegetarian, and one of the things that sort of has shied me away from that type of diet, going that direction, is I don't feel like that's necessarily the healthiest look. I don't necessarily think that from an aging perspective in skin that it looks like it tends to seem like people who are super strict, especially vegan, tend to age more rapidly, at least in my experience with the people that I know, and definitely don't look like while they may be thin, some, not all, because certainly I know a lot of vegetarians that are definitely carrying more weight than they probably should be. It just isn't a healthy thin. Like, it doesn't look like there's a lot of muscle so much as just a gaunt, lean kind of a look. And so I'm curious to see if carnivore has a different impact in terms of just overall, the look of your body and the health of your skin, and whether or not It changes things hormonally and breakouts and all of that because it's all kind of interconnected. So, and that I could be totally wrong, and maybe vegan vegetarian is the way to go, but that is not the path I'm on right now. So we're going to see what this does. So let's see. So cravings, not as bad as one would have anticipated. And I'm not like horribly bored. And I actually am enjoying having, steak in the evenings. Normally, I'm somebody who, if you said we had steak yesterday, can we have steak again today? I would be like, absolutely not. And now I'm like, ooh, I really just want a nice fatty ribeye. It just sounds really appealing. And I always feel more energized after I eat one. Like it really does give me kind of this crazy boost. All right, let's talk about symptoms. So one of my big fears was when I was watching and trying to figure out, how people were feeling early on as they move into carnivore. A lot of people talked about things like a lot of like keto flu, right? So there's a period of time where you're switching from your body burning carbs and sugar to your body then switching and burning fat. And people talk about these really terrible flu-like symptoms. And I was petrified, like, oh, I already had the flu. I'm like, please don't make it worse. But I will say, once I got past my regular flu that I already had, the only sort of flu-like symptoms I would say that I still felt was I definitely felt tired early on. Like I just was sort of lacking in energy. So, but it wasn't horrible. It was manageable. I don't know that I've experienced oxalate dumping yet. I just don't, nothing, that's not true. I take that back. So I noticed it both on my fiance and then on myself, little weird little bumpies in the skin in odd places. Like I noticed it like a little bit on his back. I noticed it in weird places like on my legs. I think that could potentially have been some oxalate dumping that was happening, but it wasn't anything terrible on that front. The big concern, like if you listen to Joe Rogan talk about his experience, is it's so gross, but explosive diarrhea, like explosive. And so, of course, that's always a fear. Like you're going out in the world and you're like, do I need to wear a diaper? Like, how bad is this going to get? I did not have that experience. And I know it's totally disgusting. We're talking about bowel movements, but I'm just going to go there because if you're thinking about carnivore diet, this is definitely one of those things that's on your mind. So my personal experience with this is just less bowel movements, smaller bowel movements, definitely looser stools. I only had one time where I was like, oh no, run. There could be a problem. And it was definitely, you know, a singular moment where you're like, oh gosh, like if I had been somewhere else, that could have been really scary, but I was home, thank goodness. So, but that was it so far. And that's knock on glass because I don't have wood in here. That's not to say that that's not going to happen because we're in early days still, but so far, week one, that has not been an issue in terms of diarrhea. One other symptom that I did have, which was very odd for me because I am menopausal, I do suffer from hot flashes consistently throughout the day, all day, every day. Like they're just brutal, brutal, brutal. I had a weird opposite effect where I was super cold, like internally, like freezing cold and like sweatering up and wanting the heat on. And my fiance was like, what is your deal? Like, this is so not like you. I did a little research online and I was like, what is this? Why do I feel this way? This seems very odd. And come to find out, it looks like if you don't eat enough, that is definitely a symptom that can hit you. So I just upped my food intake a little bit and then that went away. So that was fantastic. I will say that I definitely have more energy most days. Early I was tired. Now I'm starting to get to that place where I definitely am like, ooh, I've got some go power, which is fantastic. Sleep disturbances for me have gone up. I'm getting up more often to use the restroom because I'm drinking a lot more water. And I do feel like because this weird energy boost has happened, it's also impacting my ability to get a good night's sleep. I'm hoping that switches, but that is something in these early days that I have kind of noticed. So keep that in mind. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Let's talk about exercise. So a week ago, I couldn't get through more than 20 to 30 minutes of and I'm talking very light yoga in the morning. And I was consistent. I was doing it every day, but that's not enough. Walking even, I would get like just exhausted. My feet would just hurt so bad. It was really tough. So I wasn't able to lift weights, go to the gym, do normal, cardio type workouts. I went to go do a gym day. It was probably day five. And I just wanted to like almost have it like a marker in my day. So yoga, fine, but what else can I do? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do an afternoon gym workout. I'm just going to go. And it was horrible. I did it. I did weights, but it was a workout that I've done many times years ago when I was actually really, in better shape and had no problem. And it was so sad. I felt good and I had some energy, but I didn't have any like, I don't know, fuel in the tank for lifting. But I wanted again just to mark it, right? So you make space in the day for going and you do what you can. And I'm just going to keep kind of moving from there. So then I went the next day and I tried to do a cardio workout. And I have to give a huge shout out. If you are someone who does not like to work out, like hate it, like just the thought of going to the gym or doing a cardio workout just does not sound appealing at all. I challenge you to not have fun doing Mike Peel's hip hop cardio dance workout. You can find them on YouTube. They're like 20, 30 minutes or so long, high in like energy. I have all kinds of issues, right? But I enjoy his workouts so much. I burn a ton of calories. So one workout, even in my state that I'm in right now with all of my joint pain and my knee issues and all of that, I can do a half hour of his cardio workout and easily burn, 250 calories, which is a big deal, and have the best time doing it. And just so you know, it is great for all ages. If you've got daughters or sons that are living at home that you're looking to do something with them, I think it's a great family workout because he's got such great energy. He'll just get you really pumped up. He'll talk to the kids. He's like, if you're a kid out there and you're doing this workout, not too sexy, not my kids. And then if you're older, like you just feel like the most incredible sex goddess doing these, hip hop dances. And plus you're learning all the cool like moves and stuff. So it's an absolute joy of a workout. I adore him and what he is doing. I really recommend, please, 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 if you do nothing else and you're like, whatever with the cardio stuff, go check out Mike Peel, Hip Hop Dance Fit on YouTube. Do one of his videos. It will make your day. It will just give you such a boost of energy and joy. And it's just a kick in the pants. So I highly recommend it. So I did a 2 a day, right? So I did yoga. And then I did a half an hour with Mike Peel and I felt great. And I was like, that is huge. A 2 a day workout for me is unheard of in years. So I can definitely see that the energy level and my ability to work out is definitely turning up. It's not where it's perfect or where I would like it to be at the end of the day, but it is gone. It's leaps and bounds from just doing 20 minutes of yoga and struggling through a walk in the neighborhood, right? So that's all really good, positive stuff. And I am really excited to see as we move into this next week, kind of where things end up on that front. Weight. Everybody wants to know, are you losing weight? And for me, no, I have not lost any weight yet. My fiance has lost like 10 pounds. So again, guys tend to lose it, drop it faster. I think being a woman in your 50s and menopausal probably has a lot to do. It just wants to hang on. But I'm not stressing about it because I'm seeing other things that energy wise and just cognitively, my ability to focus, I feel like those things are seeing some slight improvements. So I'm not going to stress about the weight. It will come when it is meant to come. The more I'm able to work out and stay on this diet, the farther along we'll get to seeing some real progress, I think, on that front. Recommendations. So, I don't have it in here with me, and I always do, but I don't today. So go buy, if you're going to do carnivore, go buy a big 32-ounce jug for water. You will drink a ridiculous amount of water. You won't be able to help yourself. It's like you feel like you're on a desert island and you just cannot get enough. You're like, more water, just give me the fire hose. Don't do that, by the way. That's a joke. I know someone that did that and blew half their face off. It's not good. So definitely lots and lots and lots of water. And we picked up keto drops. You can get them. We got a small bottle that we travel with, and then a bigger bottle that we keep in the fridge. That's super helpful. You definitely want to have some magnesium and those keto drops just to kind of make sure that you're, feeling good. I think that helps stave off some of the symptoms and why we haven't seen a whole lot of that. The only other thing is it's been a little weird explaining this to family and friends who are vegetarian, vegan, and have no idea why we would ever go down this path. But it's, it's one of those things. It's worth a try, right? And 8 days in, I am not sad that we did it. I am not starving. I am not feeling like I'm depriving myself in any way. I'm enjoying, the food that we're eating. Just so you know, I'm not intermittent fasting right now for the most part. Some days I do, but I am not denying myself breakfast. If I get up in the morning and I am hungry, I am eating eggs and bacon. If I'm not hungry, then I'll skip that. And then at lunch, I'll just move into usually some kind of ground beef. So either hamburger patties with a little cheese or ground beef. And then dinner, a lot of times it's steak. Sometimes we'll add shrimp, or at lunch, maybe I'll switch out and do some fish. But those are kind of the staples, and doing that right now is making me feel good. And I don't have hunger pains. I actually feel like I could forget about food and not eat, but I'm not wanting to do that just yet. I want to just kind of wean myself slowly to a place where we can go, all right, I'm going to go back to not eating before 11, no matter what, and not eating after 6. And then maybe we can, expand that and do even longer fasting sessions, as long as I'm taking in, a nice good portion of protein and not feeling like I'm losing out on energy at the end of the day. I think that's it. That is day 8. And we will come back. I'm sure when I come back to you after this next week, we've got some outings coming up, some dinners out with friends. My son is coming for a visit, who I normally will make big things of carbonara and brownies and like all of this food, because again, Italian, that's how we show you that we love you. More food, eat, it's good for you. So I'm definitely going to have to figure out the social aspect of this now moving forward, and I'll let you know how that goes. So more to come. Thank you for hanging out and listening, and I hope you'll take a moment to subscribe if you're finding it interesting, and then check out the website, which is beautybrainsbubbly.com. Wishing you all the best, and I will see you soon. Bye.